Hi guys, so in this tutorial we are going to learn everything about RDS, which is the Relational Database Services by AWS, Aurora, basically it's a flavor by them, and the Serverless Database System. So please watch the video till the end and then like the video and subscribe the channel so that you will get more AWS and other programming videos from this channel. So let's get started. We know data is the most important thing for any application because without data it's useless. For example, Facebook, if you don't have any data of your friends, Facebook is nothing, right? So data is important. Now, when we say data is important and data is increasing every day as more and more things are happening and we are collecting data. So database is very critical in today's IT world, right? So AWS and especially, losing things, the data basically is a risky thing. So people have started putting it on cloud because it's convenient, it's backed up, you don't have to worry about what happens if there is a famine, natural disaster, whatever, because data is replicated at multiple locations in the cloud, basically different geographical locations. So that are all the advantages of keeping the database in cloud. Now, what are the offerings of AWS? AWS is basically Amazon Web Services. So they offer, if you will go to console, you have to type RDS, which is Relational Database Services, that is managed by the AWS. So it gives you some bunch of option, and a lot of people have confusion is what is Aurora, what is serverless database, what is normal database, and things like that. So we are going to discuss on everything on that. So here is the main page of the AWS database, basically the landing page. So if I have to create a database, I need to first of all click here. It takes me. So this gives me the option of whatever databases I have. So these are two modes, just ignore about it. But in short, standard is you have to do the configuration based on what suits you. Easy configuration or easy create will give you some of the defaults. It's as simple as that, which means it will pick up a size of the instance which it thinks. For example, if it's a dev test environment or if it's a production environment, how much CPUs might be needed based on their recommendation. So let's click with this standard create. So the databases which currently Amazon is supporting is Oracle, Postgres, MariaDB. MariaDB is a flavor, open source flavor of MySQL DB, because MySQL is again acquired by Oracle, and Microsoft SQL Server, which is quite popular and nowadays are open source, which is Postgres SQL. So these are the options in market, but there is a proprietary version of a database by Amazon, which is Aurora. So here Aurora is just a database and nothing else, to be precise. Just like Oracle, Aurora is a database. It has its own query language. It has its own constraints and structure and things like that. But the catch is it is underneathly powered by MySQL database or Postgre. Basically, it's not exactly that, but whatever the queries or the engines, they are more aligned towards MySQL compatibility or PostgreSQL. So you can think that this is same underneath, since PostgRE or Postgre is open source. It is being used by them, and MySQL's version also they made it compatible. So this is Amazon's proprietary database, which is called as Aurora, right? So here, what is RDS? What is Aurora? RDS is the relational database service by AWS, which provides different options like MySQL, Oracle, SQL Server, and Aurora is one of them. Once you go with Aurora, you get options of the compatibility to make it look like MySQL or Postgre, or the engine which is being powered is MySQL or Postgre. Now coming to the next point, that it has two things. First is provision, second is serverless. So provision means you provision and manage the server instances. Now let me tell you what's the difference between Oracle on RDS versus you have your own on-premises Oracle. So you have to do the patching, you have to do security, you have to take care of the instance, whatever the hardware you are running your Oracle database on, which takes a lot of care actually 24 by 7, because no one can afford getting their database down or corrupted or maybe damaged, right? So by putting it on cloud, you offload that infrastructure part, that the whatever the virtual machine or the machine Oracle would be running on would be taken care by Amazon. Second thing is, once you install that, whatever the licensing fees, lot of things you would pay per minute or whatever is the second, so pay as you go. So a lot of these options would come, but you have to take care of the patching of the servers and all the maintenance which you need to do if you go with plain RDS option with any of these databases including Aurora, right? That is what the provision database means. But if you would go with serverless, now serverless option is only given basically with the Aurora. So you might have heard about the DynamoDB, which is another serverless database, NoSQL database by Amazon. So what it does is, you don't have to upfront calculate or estimate how much storage you might need and you will provision it or reserve it. No, nothing like that. It's simple, pay as you go. It has read capacity unit and write capacity unit, what DynamoDB has. Similar way, if you go serverless with Amazon Aurora, in any way Postgre or MySQL compatibility, the serverless will have minimum maintenance required for you, no commitment. You would pay as you go, and this is a good option when you have unpredictable workload load on database. For example, on Thanksgiving, Black Friday, you have a lot of customers coming up, there is a spike. So serverless will scale up automatically based on the request and scale down, so it would save you a lot of money in that case. But if you have a consistent or a planned usage or the bandwidth which will be used, provision would be cheaper and a better option. So this is how you want to do. Serverless gives you another thing, because for each request, for per million requests, they would have cost. So the storage cost you have to give. On top of that, the CPU instance, whatever you are using that, and then per request. So it's little bit or lot more expensive, but it also provides you a lot of facility. So in serverless, they have these options, basically whatever are the versions for MySQL as well as for the Postgre. They have only one version available. So it is pretty much limited in terms of the versions also. But if you go with provision, you will get a lot better option to do that. So this is what is the major differences which I was telling you, is what is RDS, what is Aurora, and what is serverless Aurora. That is in the nutshell. And you can create the clusters also, you can create generate password, and there are a lot of things here. You can generate the instance, and the instance size and all these options would be given to you only when you are picking up the option of provision, which means you are provisioning it by yourself. But if you go with the serverless option, in this case it's not going to ask you about a lot of things. It would just tell you about how much Aurora capacity, like in DynamoDB you have read capacity and write capacity, here you have Aurora capacity unit. That is how you would get the minimum and the max you can define. And you will not even get access to SSH to your boxes. That is what the serverless is. But it guarantees you 99.9 time uptime basically. And that is the beauty of it. You can always have some configuration, like your database names and encryption key or whatever protection you want to. So I hope you like this video, And to summarize, what we learned in this video is Amazon provides the relational database services in which it has five different databases, which are MySQL, MariaDB, Postgre, Oracle, and Microsoft SQL servers, on which it will create an instance or a box, and it would do the installation. So it becomes easy and manageable. You can SSH to those boxes, and then you can do patching or operations whatever you want. Apart from these five databases, six database which is proprietary database by Amazon under the RDS offering, that is called as Amazon Aurora. In Amazon Aurora, it is supposed to be 5 times faster. It is supposed to be a little bit expensive, again what use case you are going to give, but it will provide you two options. First is provisioned and serverless. Provision means you would again get the box in which you will SSH. You can pick the instance size basically. That all thing would be managed by you, but lot of things would be managed by the AWS as well. It is supposed to be faster in some ways, the Aurora. uh, and it gives two options with the compatibility of MySQL, so that you can query and assume or work it just like MySQL or just like Postgre. Oracle and other options are not yet available under the Amazon Aurora offering. Second thing is serverless, which will take away all the headache of the underneath platform. You would just pay as you go based on the Aurora capacity units. Thanks. My name is Premasim Jain. If you like this information, please hit the like button on this video and subscribe the channel.